Welcome to the We Level Up Treatment Center video series. In today's video we will discuss gender roles. Gender role ideologies refer to beliefs and expectations regarding men and women's appropriate roles, rights, and responsibilities within a given society. Various ideologies shape perceptions of gender roles, and they often fall into three main categories. Traditional gender roles. In traditional gender role ideologies, there is a strong emphasis on prescribed roles for men and women based on historical, cultural, or religious norms. These roles often dictate that men are the primary breadwinners and women are responsible for domestic and caregiving duties. Traditional gender roles reinforce a hierarchical structure where men and women have distinct and separate spheres of influence. Egalitarian gender roles. Egalitarian gender role ideologies promote equal rights, opportunities, and responsibilities for individuals regardless of gender. In an egalitarian society, there is a push for breaking down traditional gender norms and fostering equal participation of men and women in all aspects of life, including work, family, and personal pursuits. Egalitarian ideologies challenge gender-based stereotypes and seek to create a more inclusive and balanced society. Transitional gender roles. Transitional gender role ideologies acknowledge the changing dynamics of gender roles in society. This perspective recognizes that traditional roles are evolving, with men and women increasingly sharing domestic and professional responsibilities. The transitional approach acknowledges the need for flexibility in defining gender roles and aims to navigate a middle ground between traditional and egalitarian ideologies. It's important to note that these categories are not mutually exclusive, and individuals may hold a combination of beliefs from different ideologies. Societal views on gender roles can also vary widely across cultures and over time, reflecting the dynamic nature of gender norms and expectations. What are 4 examples of gender roles? Gender roles are societal expectations and norms that dictate how individuals, based on their perceived gender, should behave, interact, and contribute to society. Here are 4 examples of traditional gender roles, though it's important to note that these roles can vary across cultures and societies. Breadwinner role. Historically, men have often been expected to fulfill the role of the primary breadwinner in a family. This role involves providing financial support for the household, pursuing a career, and being the primary source of income. Conversely, women were traditionally expected to focus on homemaking and caregiving. Caregiver role. Women have traditionally been assigned the role of primary caregivers within families. This role encompasses nurturing, raising children, and managing domestic responsibilities. Men, on the other hand, were historically less associated with caregiving roles. Occupational roles. Certain occupations and fields of study have been traditionally associated with specific genders. For example, nursing and teaching have often been considered more suitable for women, while careers in engineering or construction have been stereotypically associated with men. However, these stereotypes are evolving as societies challenge and break down gender barriers in various professions. Expressive versus instrumental roles. Expressive roles are often associated with women and involve nurturing, emotional support, and interpersonal relationships. Instrumental roles, traditionally associated with men, involve being task-oriented, assertive, and focused on achieving goals. These distinctions are part of traditional gender norms, but modern societies increasingly recognize these roles' fluidity. It's essential to recognize that these examples reflect traditional gender roles and that societal attitudes toward gender are evolving. Many individuals and societies are challenging and redefining these roles, moving toward more egalitarian perspectives that acknowledge the diversity of talents and interests within both men and women. What are the traits associated with traditional gender roles? Traditional gender roles have historically assigned certain traits and characteristics to individuals based on their perceived gender. It's essential to note that these roles and associated traits are social constructs, and individuals may not conform to these stereotypes. Nevertheless, traditional gender roles have often been characterized by the following traits. Traits associated with traditional masculinity. Assertiveness. Men were often expected to be assertive, confident, and authoritative in various aspects of their lives, including work and relationships. Independence. Traditional gender roles often emphasize the independence and self-reliance of men, particularly in terms of financial stability and decision-making. Competitiveness. Men were stereotypically encouraged to be competitive, ambitious, and goal-oriented, traits valued in professional and social contexts. Emotional restraint. There was a societal expectation for men to exhibit emotional restraint and not openly express vulnerability or sensitivity. Instrumentality. Men were often associated with instrumental traits, such as being task-oriented, focused on achieving goals, and solution-oriented. Traits associated with traditional femininity. Nurturing. Women were traditionally expected to be nurturing, caring, and emotionally supportive, particularly in roles related to family and caregiving. Empathy. The ability to understand and respond to the emotions of others was often associated with women, reflecting the expectation of emotional labor. Expressiveness. Women were stereotypically encouraged to be more expressive and communicative about their emotions, fostering solid interpersonal relationships. Cooperation. Traditional gender roles often emphasize cooperative and collaborative traits in women, particularly in relationships and family dynamics. Dependency. There was a historical expectation for women to be more dependent, especially economically, and to rely on the support of male family members. It's important to emphasize that these traits are stereotypes associated with traditional gender roles, and societal attitudes are evolving. Modern perspectives challenge these stereotypes, recognizing the diversity of traits and characteristics within individuals, irrespective of their gender. How is gender identity connected to mental health? Gender identity, which refers to an individual's deeply felt sense of their gender, is intricately connected to mental health. The relationship between gender identity and mental health is complex and influenced by various factors, including societal attitudes, family acceptance, and personal experiences. Here are some ways in which gender identity is connected to mental health. Affirmation and acceptance. Individuals whose gender identity is affirmed and accepted tend to experience better mental health outcomes. Acceptance from family, friends, and society contributes to a positive sense of self and reduces the risk of mental health challenges. Discrimination and stigma. Transgender and gender-diverse individuals may face discrimination, prejudice, and stigma based on their gender identity. This can lead to increased stress, anxiety, depression, and a higher risk of mental health issues. Identity development. Understanding and affirming one's gender identity is crucial to identity development. Challenges or conflicts related to gender identity can impact an individual's overall well-being and contribute to mental health struggles. Social support. Social support, including family, friends, and community acceptance, is vital to mental health. Supportive environments can buffer against the adverse effects of discrimination and promote resilience. Access to gender-affirming care. Access to gender-affirming healthcare, including hormone therapy or gender-affirming surgeries, can positively impact mental health by aligning an individual's physical appearance with their gender identity. Intersectionality. The intersection of gender identity with other aspects of identity, such as race, ethnicity, and sexual orientation, can influence mental health experiences. Individuals with intersecting marginalized identities may face unique challenges that impact their well-being. Mental health disparities. Research indicates that transgender and gender-diverse individuals may be at a higher risk for mental health challenges, including depression, anxiety, and suicidal ideation. Understanding and addressing these disparities are essential for promoting mental health equity. Access to mental health services. Barriers to accessing culturally competent and gender-affirming mental health services can impact the mental well-being of transgender and gender-diverse individuals. Improving access to supportive mental health care is crucial. Legal and policy climate. Legal and policy environments that protect gender identity and expression contribute to a safer and more supportive societal context, positively influencing mental health outcomes. It's important to recognize the diversity of gender identities and experiences and to approach mental health discussions with sensitivity and inclusivity. Feel free to contact the We Level Up Treatment Center advocates for a complimentary evaluation and consultation regarding gender identity if you require assistance. That's it for today. Please subscribe and hit the notification bell. Like, share and comment. We would love your feedback. Have a great day.